Games on the PS5 look great, but did you know with a few small changes, you can greatly improve the overall image quality of your console? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how. Let's do this. Firstly, you of course want to make sure you have your video output settings properly set up. So go to settings, then screen and video, then video output. For the resolution, a lot of people will just use the highest resolution that their display supports, but the truth is that leaving it on automatic is probably the best bet. The PS5 does a great job at scaling resolutions and knowing when is best to change res. If you have ever noticed your screen flicker when playing games or go to black for just a second or two, then you should also change up the 4K video transfer rate. This really does depend on your exact setup, but try both -1 and -2 and have a little play around until the flickering doesn't seem to happen anymore or quite as frequently. What this does is change the chroma subsampling ratio so that it matches with what your HDMI cable and display are actually capable of. Next up, you want to enable HDR, but it is important you set it to only be on when supported. Otherwise, games without HDR will be really washed out. So this should definitely improve the visuals on those games. You should then manually fine-tune HDR with the Adjust HDR option. I advise you sit down exactly how you normally game with the lighting exactly as it would usually be, then adjust this as the system instructs you to do so. With this done, put both deep colour output and RGB range onto automatic. If colours seem a little dull and you want them to be more vibrant, then try adjusting the RGB range to limited or full to see which you prefer. Whilst you are in these settings, it is worth enabling 120Hz capabilities as well. After that, go to Save Data and Game App Settings, then Game Presets, then select Resolution Mode. This will mean that the higher fidelity graphics options in games are always automatically selected, or you can do so yourself in some games. This does come down to personal preference, as in something like Spider-Man, I prefer to use the Performance Ray Tracing mode rather than the Fidelity mode, which does certainly have the better visuals. The biggest ways to improve image quality will be in your TV settings, so ensure you have those set up correctly for gaming. As TVs are so different though, I cannot go through every option in this video. Just note, I would recommend slightly increasing the vibrance or saturation, as well as slightly decreasing the backlight and brightness so that colours don't get washed out. The final thing worth mentioning that could affect some of you is that if you have a PSVR, your image quality is likely being hindered. To stop this, I like to have a HDMI switch connected to the cable from my PS5, which can then toggle between the VR or sending a signal straight to the TV for better image quality. I'll also link the switch I use in the description. If this video helped you, then please hit the like button as well as subscribe with all notifications enabled as a way to say thank you. Also, if you want to see a ton of PS5 settings that you need to change, then click the video on screen now. Anyway, that's all from me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.